All right, everybody, it's time for another horror haul. So this is going to be everything I picked up over the course of November. So let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nightmare Collective. I'm Chris. Thanks for stopping by and watching my November horror haul. So as always, I'm going to show you everything horror I picked up, and then at the very end, I'm going to show you all the non-horror stuff that's just 4K stuff that I put into my collection. So let's get right into it. So this was an old one that came out, I believe, around the summer, but I finally did pick it up. I found the slipcover, so I picked up I Know What You Did Last Summer. I really like this movie. It's fun, stupid, greatness from the 2000s. So I wanted this slip-covered version. I found this version a couple times, which I've never really liked this artwork. This is some straight up 2000 shit where everybody just had to be on the forefront of the cover. Just like now, it's weird. But this is a great transfer and the Atmos is killer. So not the bestest of the year, but one that I wanted to definitely add to my collection. All right, the next thing I picked up secondhand, and that's the Scream Factory It's Alive trilogy. I've been wanting to pick this up because I've actually never seen these movies before. So here's all of them individually. We've got It's Alive, then we've got It Lives Again, and then we've got Larry Cohen's It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive, It's Alive, the It's Alive Babies Are Back. They do something worse than kill, they multiply. That's a long ass title for a movie. So anyway, I'll definitely be checking these out. I've heard they're super fun, and hopefully eventually I'll be covering these on the channel. So look forward to that. All right, the next thing I picked up, I finally got my Scream Factory Army of Darkness Steelbook. So this thing is super cool. I like it a lot. I haven't watched this yet because I just got it literally at the end of November, and for some reason my order got messed up, and so I just didn't get it along with everybody else, which kind of made me mad, but anyway, I got it nonetheless. All right, the next thing I picked up from Scream Factory is The Company of Wolves. I've actually never seen this either. This is a month of I haven't seen these movies, but I just wanted them in a format that was worth watching. So I'm gonna check this out. I've actually never heard anything good or bad about this movie, so I'm curious to see kind of how it does the Little Red Riding Hood story mixed with horror. All right, so the next thing I picked up, I already owned the disc, but I picked up the slipcover, and the next few things are some Vinegar Syndrome stuff that I picked up. All right, so I already own Tammy the T-Rex, which you probably haven't seen in my collection because I own this beforehand. All right, but I got that, but I didn't get the slipcover version. I missed it and I picked it up later, not in the first print, but I picked up their Tanny and the Teenage Rex slipcover. This thing is awesome, and I would much rather have this than the actual slipcover, so I'm glad I got this. Vinegar Syndrome does this twice a year. They do it in May when they do their sale, and they do it during Black Friday. They release like 1 or 2 slipcovers for older films, and so I was able to pick this one up. It's like $7, but the shipping was free just because of all their Black Friday stuff. So this is awesome. I really like this movie a lot. It's fun, schlock, so I was happy to actually add a slipcover to it, and so now it won't look as barren on my shelf with my other Vinegar Syndrome stuff. All right, so the next thing is something that I missed in my last horror haul, which I had gotten it that day that I filmed, and then I filmed and I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot the one cool thing I got, and that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Vinegar Syndrome release. All right, so I'm sure you've seen this, if you've watched other people's reviews, but I just missed it completely. So there's the outer shell, here's the inner stuff, and then here's the inner disc, which is the same as the outside stuff. So this transfer is amazing. It's great. The audio is great. Everything about it is great. Everything about this release is great. So, I am excited too. We just found out at the time of filming this that the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is coming out in 4K in January. So I'm super excited for that. I already have that pre-ordered. Look that up, it's awesome. I don't really like the steelbook, if I'm honest, because it's just the same as the cover, but the actual slipcover looks super cool. I'll intercut what it looks like up here so you can actually see what it is. But anyway, I picked this up. I'm super happy to add this to my collection. All right, the next thing I finally got was Roadhouse. This is, now we're into my non-horror stuff, but this is one of their Ultra line. I'm sure if you collect 4K, you've seen this a bunch of times. It does have the magnetic case, which I think is super cool, and it opens up, and so I'll show you the inside, and then I'll kind of show you the case, what it looks like also. All right, so there's the inner slip cover. You know, we got Swayze looking cool. We got the double deuce on the back, and then we got the same artwork that's on there. So I guess if you want to see the disc artwork, it's just double deuce, and then you get your disc. All right, so that's the inner slip cover, and then it also comes with a booklet, and then here's the inner shell of that magnetic case, and then it comes with this giant booklet with a bunch of like photos from the movie. It's hard to kind of show this on camera, but there's Swayze himself. This movie is fucking awesome anyway, but the transfer, my God, is so fucking good, man. Like, this is in my top disc for this year. Not only is the transfer great, but the audio is great. I watched this the day I got it. I popped this shit in. I was like, oh my God, thank God I got this. I love Roadhouse. It's one of my favorite 80s movies, so I was happy to add this to the collection a lot. I also have a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome stuff for Christmas that I'm supposed to receive, so I'm looking forward to all that stuff and showing you that when I do my December horror haul. All right, the next thing I picked up is for a new series I'm going to be covering starting in January, end of January. More details on that, I want to get too into it. I'm still working on it, but this is something I want to cover for it. Erie, Indiana. This was a show in the 90s that came out. It's basically akin to like a Goosebumps or an Are You Afraid of the Dark, kind of similar, but it's a kid who has to move to a town and weird shit happens, you know, like Elvis lives there, there's people that take stuff from, they're like lost and found people. There's a lot of good stuff in this show, and that's what I'm basically going to be covering this series, is like obscure like TV shows that are horror or sci-fi related, so look forward to that. But this is one thing I've been looking for and I came across it at my secondhand shop. It was pretty pricey though. It was close to $45 for this, so, but definitely worth it because it was one of those things that I had the idea and I was like, oh, what should I cover after I cover the show I'm covering? And then it was like, I wanted to cover that, and lo and behold, I found it the next week. So it was meant to be, you know. The physical media gods were shining upon me. All right, the next thing I picked up was on the Black Friday sale. That was Edge of Tomorrow. Inside, I got this for like 10 bucks. I've heard the transfer, and that, I believe this has Atmos. Yeah, the Atmos is great on this. Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's what this is. Then I picked up the Wayne's World Steelbook. Unfortunately, I've heard mixed things about this actual transfer along with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but I did not pick up because I've heard there's a lot of DNR in that, so I did not pick that up at all, but I did want this. I really like this movie, so even if it's not great, it is an upgrade from the no Blu-ray that I have. So I got that, and then into my last two. So I picked up the Wall-E Criterion Collection release, and this thing's super cool. I actually don't own any of the Disney stuff on 4K. I'm just usually not a huge fan of their transfers, especially in the audio department. They don't do a good job. However, this is good. This is good. This is the same release that we got from Disney, albeit it does have Dolby Vision, which the other one did not. But it does have some new special features with Andrew Stanton, and I just like the packaging overall. I think this is cool. I know they said this is kind of like a one-off. It'd be awesome if we got all the Pixar stuff done in this style through Criterion, but I'm doubtful that that's gonna happen. All right, the last thing I picked up is the Star Trek, the original motion picture collection. This is the 6 movies. So you've got the 6 4Ks in here, and then the 6 Blu-ray. So they did the 4 last year, and I knew they were gonna do the other 2. It was dumb that they didn't. Undiscovered Country is like one of my favorite of these movies, so I did want that one. But you do get Wrath of Khan in here. You do get the original motion picture with the director's cut. Also, I was thinking about buying these like individually because I think they look cool and I think it would look cool on the shelf, but I got this discounted for like 75 bucks as opposed to like the 150 it would have cost me to get them individually. And I just wanted to watch the movies because I hadn't seen them. So maybe at a later date I will like get them individually. I at least want to get the Wrath of Khan individually because I really do like that slipcover. So maybe that'll happen. All right, but that's everything I picked up. It was a pretty cool month, and Christmas time and December is going to be even better. I am getting a package from Vinegar Syndrome, so I'm looking forward to getting that and unboxing that and seeing what's in there. But also there's a lot coming out. So pretty much all I've got. Thanks for stopping by and watching my horror haul. As always, don't forget, some doors should never be opened, and I'm going to link some videos for you now, so you can check over here, and this is going to be my last horror haul, and you can subscribe down here so you can check out all my videos as they come out, click the bell, do all that stuff. But that's all I've got. You guys have an awesome day.